Alright guys, so this is how you would reach 10% body fat using high to low calorie days. So the reality is, when it comes to fat loss, the reason why most people plateau is because they don't incorporate these things called recovery periods during a diet. Because the reality is our bodies are wired for survival, not how we look. Your body does not care if it has abs. All it wants to do is survive. We're built and designed for survival. So our metabolism will adjust in a way in order to prevent more fat loss going, when we just chronically cut calories, right? Because it's designed to survive under starvation conditions. So that's why you need to do periods where you lose fat and then periods where you maintain your weight, right? And have these things called diet breaks where you basically take a break from being in a deficit, being on the diet in order to have your body restore its hormones and just like allow your body to just maintain its body fat for a couple of days. You know what I mean? And this is what I use to you lose a lot of fat. Because I realized that before when I would just chronically cut calories and that'll be it, I noticed that I would plateau, I would stall, I wouldn't lose any more weight even if I was like going low in calories. It's because my metabolism adjusted to that. So in order to prevent this, you're going to have a period where you lose the weight, and then once you lose, like, let's say 2 pounds of fat, for example, then you have that diet break. Then you have a recovery period, right? And then you do it again. And then you have a diet period. And then you do it again. So this really works. And I found that it's worked. And I see a lot of bodybuilders that actually do contest prep. They actually do this type of thing where they're not actually always in a calorie deficit. There's some days where they do higher days, where they're like more around maintenance, where they're trying to like maintain their body weight, right? And the reason why they do this is because this signals to your body that it's in abundance. If you can just maintain your weight for like 2 days, for example, you tell your body, hey, look, we're not starving. So when you go back on the diet, you can continue to lose fat. It allows you to keep fat loss going versus stalling out, right? And it's as simple as just eating around maintenance calories for just 2 days. Like if you just have 2 days where you're maintaining your weight, right? And you go back on the diet, like that's going to do you wonders because you're going to be able to continue to lose fat doing that, right? And I think that 2 days of maintenance has been really good for me. Like I noticed that 1 day refeed, I don't know, I just feel like it's not enough. So what I do is I do 2 days where I try to maintain my body fat percentage, and it's been doing really good, right? I recommend you guys do that. So 2 days where you basically up the calories, after losing like 2 pounds, for example, and then I would just repeat the cycle. I wouldn't, the pace I would go at would be like, let's say for example, every week you have 2 days consecutively where you're off the diet, where you're like increasing calories up to maintenance. Of course, you're not blowing out. It's not like a cheat day, because a cheat day means like you're just going way over. This is not what it is. It's a controlled diet break where you increase calories, temporarily, right? And then for the other 5 days of the week, you can be on the diet, right? And you can go at the pace of 2 pounds per week. Like what I would do is like, if you're to lose 2 pounds, that's when I would start incorporating the diet break. Now, of course, the fatter you are, the less diet breaks you need because your body won't plateau as fast because you have a ton of fat to lose. But when you're trying to get to 10% body fat, it's really hard. You need to have those diet breaks where, you actually take a break from being in a diet all the time, right? And you're going to have periods where you allow your body to recover and actually, restore some of its hormones so that when you go back on the diet again, you actually lose fat. So that's what I do. I would do 2 days, right, of you maintaining your weight and then lose 2 pounds on the diet. However long it takes, right? However long it takes for you to lose 2 pounds, once you drop 2 pounds from your initial weight, then start the refeed days again. Like start those 2 consecutive days where you're at maintenance, because this will really help, guys. This will really allow you to continue to keep losing fat indefinitely, right? And that's like the pace that I would go at. I would go every time you lose 2 pounds, boom, diet break. Like I don't care how good you think you want to keep losing more fat. It's like, no, don't even try to keep losing more fat after you lost 2 pounds. If you lost 2 pounds, do a diet break, and that's your new set point. Now, from that set point, if you lose another 2 pounds after the diet, you do another refeed day, right? You do another recovery period where you're upping the calories, right? And this is how you can go high and low and high and low, right? So it's basically you go high for 2 days and then low for 5 days. High for 2 days and you go high and you go low for 5 days. High 2 days. So it's kind of like this, like, it's like you're zigzagging, right? And you kind of have to do this to keep your body guessing, because if you're just chronically going low, 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 low indefinitely, you're going to crash metabolism. That's what a crash diet is. That's why crash diets don't work, is because they don't incorporate these recovery periods. You know, the crash diets would actually work if you had 2 days out of the week where you up the calories up to maintenance. It's weird. Like, you can actually keep the crash diet kind of style, but it would actually work, and you would actually maintain more muscle if you had 2 days out of the week where you weren't in a diet. You were like eating normal and eating around maintenance calories, where you were trying to maintain your body weight. Like, you would actually get better results doing that, right? There's nothing wrong with crash dieting. It's just that the problem with crash dieting is if you do it for an extended period of time, that's only when it's in a problem. That's only when it becomes a problem, because that's when you start to stall. Your metabolism is going to adjust, right? So, you know, there's nothing wrong with crash dieting, you know, per se, but you want to make sure that if you're losing a lot of weight, you want to really incorporate those refeed days just to make sure that you prevent these plateaus. So that's like the formula I would do. If I had to, like, obviously these are just like arbitrary numbers. Like, maybe for your diet days, it may not be 5 days. Maybe it might take 7 days for you to lose 2 pounds. It doesn't matter. If you lose 2 pounds, go on the 2 days where you recover, and then do it again, repeat. And you just keep repeating this, okay? And you indefinitely keep losing fat. You have to do these refeed days because you will plateau. Your body is designed for survival, okay? So you need to have these recovery periods of the diet in order for you to continue to keep losing fat, okay? So this is something that you guys have to do if you guys really want to get down to 10% body fat. So yeah, guys, that would be the formula, and you guys let me know how this goes.